Listen, guys, I have a very good excuse, okay? It's because the reason why I'm late is because I need to give myself a deadline, okay? Which I'll miss. But the shame of missing it is what activates me, which is why I'm here now. Why are you guys talking about cereals? Yeah, but also I had to organize the links and shit. Me when I get into a drama competition, my opponent's ChaChaChilla. Yeah, TBH, I've just been running around all morning. I probably shouldn't have streamed because I had too much shit to do, too much stuff on my plate. Hi Chadra, hi Greg, hi everybody. I'm seeing a lot of familiar names in here. Yeah, the late memes are gonna keep going, I think. I will buy your body pillage defeated poutine with a spork. Wait, what's a spork? Is it like a spoon fork? Weirdo behavior. Rima promoting bottom merge. Listen, you can use the body pillow in the position you want, okay? Top, bottom, doesn't matter. Can switch. You know, there's no sporks in Canada. Hi, Jason! You're not new. I've seen you. I've seen you around. Hey, okay, so... Canada has banned sporks? No, I don't think so. Where did you find the background music? On Epidemic Sounds is great. Epidemic Sounds, yep. Have you guys seen, you know, my favorite new drama is actually not the VTuber drama, it's like all the AI fighting against each other drama. Anyway, let's get started because I actually don't have that much time today because I gotta go meet up with my family later. You know, Sundays are family days. My favorite is the Ash of Creation drama. I thought I was done. No, I've always had little bells on my ribbon. I would love to find a way to attach like a sound to my VTuber. Have a little like jingling sound whenever I move, that'd be cool. I know, this AI stole from our AI, which stole from everyone else. It's so funny, like, no shot! After the collapse of VTuber news, I appreciate you still sitting here doing this. Thank you. Oh, sorry, I knocked my mic. Thank you so much, Greg. You're talking about false IDs. Yeah. I mean, thank you for sticking with me. I feel like now more than ever, I really appreciate the positive messages because I feel like everywhere I turn around, it's all just negative comments nonstop. Like, except in my own chat, but I don't see anything nice being said about me anywhere. I'm like starting to wonder if people even even appreciate this. Like I don't know. It's not like I ever say something crazy either. Thank you. Just finished my orange juice. All right. Not the biggest screenshot. Also a Yaskorake Whiplash. This is actually not how the drama started. You know, like, I thought it'd be a calm fucking day today. I woke up late. Cause I can't sleep properly lately. For the dumbest reason, my dog is literally snoring so loud. Oh, ChaChaChilla tweeted again. Okay, gotta add this to the yeah, because my dog's been snoring so loud, like, I haven't been able to sleep well. He woke me up around like 5 a.m. yesterday and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I woke up late this morning. I, you know, drank a lot of coffee, still couldn't shake off the fog. I was like, it's fine, whatever. It's gonna be a chill day in the Vtuber community. It's Sunday. You know, what could possibly happen? And then ChaChaChilla happened again. It's a small dog. Does your dog sleep bark? I mean, no, not really. No, I wouldn't say he sleep barks. But he's definitely chasing something in his sleep. Like, he's doing some sounds. Okay. Oh, I hope your brother's gonna be okay, Jessica. So actually, I think the whole topic kind of started with Froggy yesterday, and then ChaChaChilla replied, because this is the earliest tweet I found. Froggy here says, my disappointment with Respawn is immeasurable, not banning ChaChaChilla, who's known for causing an insane amount of issues on the guys, that it's unfair, since they did nothing in Respawn. It's so disrespectful for those that were affected by her action. So I asked some colleagues, and Respawn is actually a networking Discord server for VTubers. Allowing her to continue the opportunity to continue building her brand and network of creators she can further hurt makes you an accomplice. You're just as bad as her and her previous action. Really had the audacity to say this while knowing I was one of her victims. There's like a... So she blocked this person. This person is tweeting, is like sending her a screenshot of her tweet. Says, yes, fuck off, you disappointed a lot of people today. Wow, I thought we were friends. And then somebody else responds to this tweet saying, I did a very minor rage bait by calling her Alisu and got ticketed, so safe to say they don't give a fuck. Hey Sayani, we are reaching out as we heard there may have been an incident in a voice channel you were in around Saturday, February 28, 2026 at 10:54 a.m. Do you recall anything happened? Yes, I called ChaChaChilla one of her previous names, Bunny Alisu. Songs about mass shooting? What the fuck? Also, that playlist feels kind of weird. Also, Chacha has been causing multiple issues for people for years and is documented. This is past Betty drama. Her being here is generally a bad idea. Not to mention that even if no one said anything, she has on-record started drama with people over the littlest of things, so either way you're going to have to deal with her in one way or another. Everyone knows this, and the fact that moderation here pretending to ignore it because it's... Oh, thank you for the follow. It's pretending to ignore this because it's considered drama is ridiculous and come across as incompetent, which is exactly what y'all are being. This server has already pissed me off anyway, so feel free to ban me or whatever after I leave. Hope you get your shit together. So there's been some outrage over this Discord. So many large and small creators have tickets showing them the evidence and proof of what she did previously, and they actually do not care for people feeling safe and comfortable in the space. But then ChaChaChilla also decided to make a reappearance. Did my YouTube chat bug out? Yeah, a server full of only VTubers sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. I mean, with Chacha in it, yeah. Okay, we're good, we're back. So, Chacha says, okay, it's obvious this won't go away on its own, so give me a sec. Uploading my entire DM history with Apollo to prove she never sent me any prawn of herself or any personal details. Also in here is a screenshot of an old friend of mine telling me she said I doxed her years ago, so this has been an ongoing thing. I took a look at it and there's really... well, I can't really go into details about this because it's kind of like PL stuff, right? They did never send... There was nothing about prawn in there. Like, if anything, they were like doing not safe for work, like VTuber stuff, and you know, sharing some art. But there's also no way of knowing if there's stuff missing or altered. But I don't even think that was the main issue in the first place. And also, I mean, there's just like a lot in there, and it does feel like a breach of privacy. I think it was more so that Apollo didn't want her PL out there, which was linked to other stuff, and she just keeps on bringing it back. So this person kind of says that you had no rights to show this in a public space. Also, this is not the entire DM history of Apollo. Plus, exposing alts. This is absolutely disgusting and bullshit. Keep Apollo's name out of your mouth. She's the one defaming me falsely, and actually, it is the full DM history. I'm willing to screen share, but I guess I'll have to record for now. This is an alt account, not her PL, that I know you guys have talked on. I've stayed out of this the whole time because it isn't my business, but no, now you're given the tiniest percentage of the story. Leave my friend alone. She hasn't talked about you for months since you brought this up last time. This is a good point because she says Apollo has been defaming her, but the person who started the entire drama was ChaCha in the first place when she went after one of the Sox Talent Agency person. Well, it wasn't even a Sox Talent Agency. No, it was. And then Flork had to come and defend her. Then she's like, it's her PL that she changed the name up. I have DMs of her. Okay. Next, Trey, who is now the owner of sorry, first there's this. How come Apollo's manager was allowed to share our DMs no problem, but it's suddenly a problem when I share Apollo and my DMs to clear my name? This is kind of funny because apparently it had been up for 1 hour and there was no likes. There was about like 100k views on it and 0 likes. Yeah, it wasn't even the Sox talent, Sox VTuber agency talent that said the thing she got offended about. But one thing that I want to point out after reading some of the DMs is that like, it's odd because she sounds she sounds really normal in the DMs. That they date from 2 years ago. And seeing how she's behaving now, which is almost like in a manic, seeking validation kind of way, it really feels like her mental health has devolved over the years. Like she's way, it sounds like two different person. Yeah, she's spiraling. And she's like kind of stuck in the loop. I also, there's a video on my channel for those who want the full context. Okay, Lamau, 1 hour, still no likes and get ratio. Bro needs to quit for real. Cheerio. I hope you'll pay for the cost of living then, or find me a job, considering nobody will hire me in a position I can sit in, or maybe it'll successfully get me disability. I mean, ChaChaChilla was a successful not safe for work VA. She was doing like not safe for work work on Fansly and stuff. She was doing okay, and she decided to ruin her entire reputation by getting stuck on, she's like tunneling on a polo. And she can't let it go. She literally can't let it go. It's the oddest obsession. It's so weird. This person sends her some Sabrina Carpenter lyrics. Oh, so you mean you actually have no real solution to me leaving? What a shocker. Why would this person have to find her like her pay? Bro, didn't have any shame yet. You blindsided by what you have done. Absolute sicko. Just deactivate. Oh, it speaks. Okay. Now, Trey answers that tweet that she made. Saying ChaChaChilla, also this got community noted, saying ChaChaChilla leaked DMs first. And then Trey responds, let me correct you there. You leaked our DMs in the document, then you deleted the document because you were getting flamed by everyone. There's multiple videos out there showing this. Also, the document was literally just the same. She had made a Google document years ago about the exact same issue, and that new Google document had the same screenshots in it. Literally the same. It was like just the same thing rehashed. She didn't get the response she wanted back then, and then she's basically re-uploading it again. She still didn't get the response she wanted, and she's still stuck on it. And 2, Trey says, I'm the fucking CEO now, so I'll take your ass to court. Keep my talent out of your mouth. And then she responds to him saying, I wonder who fabricated the drama in the first place. She's and she's screenshotting him, who is screenshotting her, who is replying to a person saying people were bringing up the drama again, blame Froggy Hoppins. And she's referring to the person who made the post about the Discord server. The Trey says here, so someone else brought it up, so you decided to bring my talent back into this? And then she adds, as I recall, Apollo wasn't involved at all and bandwagoned on with 3-year-old drama. Bring her to court then, like how you were going to do originally. Let's see the evidence. True, she did threaten to bring them to court too. And she says, I don't fucking know her name. How the fuck am I supposed to take a Twitter account to court? This Hop City responds, you started all of this. You really cannot let things go. I messed up with the floor drama, yes, but I didn't bring up shit from 3 years ago. But you're bringing them up now, again, over and over again. Like, oh my god. She's been tweeting like every hour. This feels like a Kanye West manic episode. If I provide evidence that I'm innocent, it's going too far. If I don't, I'm guilty. I don't understand what you guys want. Girl, we just want you to put the phone down. Stop tweeting. It feels like there's a problem I need to fix. You don't understand what it's like to be falsely accused and have urgent need to prove yourself. And if you mean quit content creation in general, I hope you'll pay the $400 a month I was making before Apollo spread those lies about me so that I can live my life normally again. Just go for that hospital you visited and actually check in, stay and fix yourself, for fuck's sake. You were part of Mythos got fired, and because that you were going after their talent. I was never part of Mythos. Try don't dox back's life like you do. There was someone with the same or similar voice as you, and that is a coincidence. What? No, she wasn't part of Mythos. So Florek here answers, or replies to her, and says, Chacha, I'm going to say a few words. I want you to please not reply as soon as you see them, and instead take a few hours to process what I'm going to say to you. Please take what I say seriously. First off, I forgive you for a few months back. However, I can only speak for myself, and whatever I went through with you in particular, I cannot speak on anything else going on in regards to you and anyone else. You must stop coming online. I do not know if you have a group of people in your DMs or a server gassing you up to come back. Please do not listen to them. You need more than a few months to actually ground yourself and make change. VTubing is not the place for this. This is detrimental to you. I repeat, all of this will only continue to harm you and set you back. You cannot, on one hand, reach out and say you have changed, make posts about such and then totally crash out again. If you are actually serious about change, you're going to drop all of this, focus on every aspect of your life besides being online, VTubing, streaming. I do not believe right now you are in the proper mental space to be online, and you must long-term disconnect. Can you see this is a repeating pattern that's happened like 3 and 4 times in a row in the past few months? It's time you break out of this cycle, and the only way that will meaningfully happen is to not late night post and put the phone down. She has done this before. She posts around like 1 or 2 a.m. I wonder if it's intentional because she believes that maybe people won't see it or they won't be ready to reply, or it's odd. Or maybe she's just like a night owl. I do understand that this may all be you can do right now, but you must make a change. Spend your time listening to some self-help books, focus on a few games between therapy, journal, find religion, take up what exercise you can possibly do. Do anything that will fill time for you not to be here. You will see a change in your life, but you must commit to it. Do not listen to anyone saying to post or stream. They do not have your best interest in mind. You must spend time offline. If your response to this is, I don't know what to do, here's what you're going to do. 1. Drop Twitter. Focus every day on not going on Twitter. If that means using YouTube instead, do that. Go a day without it. You go a day, congrats, now focus on the next. The purpose is to rebuild addiction and rewire your brain. This takes a long time. You are replacing and rewiring neurons. And Florek spent a lot of time on this post. Exercise. Do whatever you can do. Hand exercises if you can't stand. Literally anything. No excuse, do something. Face exercise, who gives a shit, just do something. That is exercise, do it every day. Do anything that counts. 3. Therapy. Keep up with it. This will only help it, will not 100% fix. 4. Audiobooks. Listen to them while you do stuff. I suggest rewire your OCD brain. This is for more than OCD. And meditation. Marcus Aurelius. Florek, listen to some stoic affirmation. Have a small support network of friends, but anyone who is suggesting you come back, stream, or be on social media is not your friend and do not have your best interest in mind. Keep this in mind. 6. Religion will help and is good, however not everyone clicks for that. If not this, then meditation, something. 7. This is not a 1, 2, 3 month process. This is a forever process. It does not end and does not stop, and no help is coming, so you have to help yourself and do these steps. It might be a long time until you may be mentally set to come back online like this. You will be living in a cycle of perpetual victimhood and anxiety unless you take steps to get out of this cycle and take charge of your mental health and life. 8. Keep busy. Whatever you do, be always busy. Work on playing a backlog of games. Journal, do anything so you don't have idle time to ruminate and jump online. She responds, I generally felt so purposeless without streaming. I don't want to go back to that again. Then so be it. The information is there. Do with it as you will. Good luck. She says, thanks. Okay. We read her response. This was at 2 a.m. I skipped one of her tweets that said at around 1:48 a.m. Just to clarify, Trey, are you saying every DM was in that document? None of them were leaked from you. I'd like you to explicitly state that, please. It's got 1 like and almost 20k views. The little smiley face at the end is a little passive aggressive. This person, Jorsk, he's QRTing one of her posts from February 23, where she says, I know I said that I stopped talking about the drama, but here's just one last thing. I'm going to prove over time that I'm becoming a better person, but with my actions. I've been in the type of therapy I need for a year. DBT, just wait. So he's QRTing this, and he says, this, Cha-Cha, we want this. One last thing, last time I'm bringing this up, this is the last time I'm going to talk about this, and it never is. It doesn't matter if you think it's fair or not. You have been posting for the last month with no hate replies. The only person bringing this up because of your constant need for validation is you. 1 month of therapy is obviously not enough because you haven't changed. Shut the fuck up and move on. Man, I'm gonna use his advice and help myself. Self-help myself. Yeah, I'm not... Oh my god, I'm gonna nitpick the self-help advice, but I don't think audiobooks actually help. I think Dr. K had a good video on how, like, listening to a YouTube video, for example, on learning something while doing something else doesn't actually... your brain doesn't absorb the information fully. Listening to something for entertainment while vacuuming or something might be more worth it. But he's right about keeping busy. There's been studies that shows that the human mind is actually happiest when it is focused on a task, any task at all. And it's actually, the test subjects that were focusing on a task were happier than the ones that were even thinking about positive stuff or negative thoughts. So whether you're thinking about negative or positive stuff, because your mind is just kind of, you know, daydreaming, or you're letting your mind gallop, you're automatically a little bit less happy than somebody who is just occupied or focused on a task. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's hard to be depressed when you're busy doing stuff, exactly. Give the kid a UV lamp and some multivitamins. Oh, you think he recommended it simply as a method of keeping her mind on other things so that she doesn't start ruminating on the stuff leading her to schizo post? Yeah, I mean, I was replying to somebody that wanted to use the advice for self-help. Some say fulfillment's actually more rewarding than happiness. Yeah, absolutely. Multivitamins, okay? Alright, this post by Syndicate saying, I too have sorry, Cynical. I too have left the respawn point and will not be recommending nor endorsing respawn point any further. When I first joined, the vibes were nice and people were welcoming, and I recommended it to any and all of my clients, just trying to make friends. However, as recent events have shown, respawn point is no longer a space I can call safe enough, though they continue to parade their server as such. ChaChaChilla slash Bunny Alisu, or whatever she wishes to go by now, has lied and manipulated me previously, along with many friends I hold close to me, and I cannot in good conscience recommend a community that wishes to shelter and thusly promote that kind of behavior, especially after multiple tickets being submitted with compounding evidence. I'll be looking further into another server where people can actually network and make friends in a genuinely safe space. And if it's like a server that's marketed as a place where VTubers can network and do collabs, yeah, obviously you kind of need some vetting. I thought HR-chan also made a post about the ChaChaChilla thing. Clark is a good person. Forgiveness is not an easy feat. I will never forgive ChaChaChilla for slandering ad-free and making Yomi feel like she was a prisoner at a convention she was at to have fun. The shit you did to Missy and Apollo? Absolutely not. I'm not even in SVA anymore, but I will always be protective of every single talent there. I'm not in Mythos, but that agency is like a second home to me, and I love everyone there. You can say all day that this has nothing to do with me. However, when you hurt people, I love it does. So to you, ChaChaChilla, I say this as disrespectfully as possible. Shut the fuck up. This can also be doubled as free PR advice. You're welcome. So yeah, respawn point is basically this. It's a creator Discord server where we can learn, grow, and make new connections every day. DM us your socials for an invite. Got a decent amount of members. And as of 1 hour ago, Chacha tweeted again saying, I'm following Flork's advice and getting off Twitter. It's obvious most of you do not actually care about me or what happens to me and are providing no real advice. This is just a pool of hate. It's obvious most of you do not actually care about me or what happens to me. The first factually, objectively correct thing you said all year. Damn! I mean, at least, you know, Flork was like one of the only person that talked to her like a human being, and she actually listened, which is surprising. I just want people to leave me alone so I can make a successful streaming career. I didn't bring up anything until Froggy Hoppings made a huge deal about me doing nothing. Nobody has any evidence of anything besides public Twitter drama. This has almost 100k views. 119 likes. Yeah, Twitter is not the place for empathy either. When I first came in, I thought ChaChaChilla was Filian's mom. No, that's another Chacha. Don't get them confused. They're very different. Alright, I'm gonna close some tabs. Get our daily dose of Face Connect Doom posting. There's been a clip of Lumi was posted on Twitter where she's asking people to stop doom posting about Face Connect going public. It's very short.
We're in trouble the day Face goes public. That's not gonna happen. Stop thinking that. That's so weird, guys. That's not gonna happen. I don't know why people always, it's like a constant fear, huh? Look, remember what I said? Enjoy things while they last. And then when they're gone, they're gone. Stop doom posting for no reason. It's so fucking annoying. VTuber life has made you chilly lately. We're in trouble the day Face goes.
I'd be curious to watch that entire stream, not gonna lie. Yeah, the ChaCha segment's over for now. I'm sure he'll be back again. Isaias Fonson! Thank you for the streak. And also, it seems that, just gonna check something. Sorry. I said the wrong name. Anya Niabis tweeted, "Sorry I left so abruptly without explanation. I'll be able to talk about it soon. Thanks for worrying about me, but I'm okay." And it seems that she hasn't went live since 2 weeks ago. But she's been tweeting. So I guess we'll get news about that later on. Hi, Curdle Milk. Yeah, Anya's very cute. Anya love. There's also something else that I'd like to look into. There's been this post that's been blowing up since yesterday. Anya is part of the latest phase group. Yeah, she debuted a little bit later than everybody else. No, I don't think Fizz will be big enough to go public, and I don't know if, like, what, they would go public on the Canadian stock market? Is there even interest in that? Like in Canada? I don't know. I think the investors would just be confused. Okay, this is the other thing I want to look into. There's this, like, VTuber Maid Cafe that was announced with a lot of, like, pretty popular indie VTubers. We know a couple of them. You know, there's Pillow Deer, there's Nene. This is sorry. I just gotta blow my nose. Wait, who's the monster girl again? The Croco girl. Carry you? Yeah, she's a crocodile. Well, it's sort of a monster girl. And Amelia. No, it's a screenshot from Insta. Is this a screenshot from Instagram? Yeah, it's a screenshot from Instagram, so clicking on it does nothing. What's the name of this VTuber? I keep forgetting. It's the Rosemi reincarnation. Uzuki Miki? Yeah, crocodile girls are monster girls, so it kind of works out. Okay, anyway. So yeah, they've announced this VTuber Maid Cafe. I don't know where it's supposed to happen. Actually, look it up. Yeah, like Pillow Deer tweeted about it. Huge big surprise. I'm getting a job at a maid cafe. Please come to see me during my shift, master. I'll do my best to serve you for lots of love and Yumi yum yum moi moi. Welcome our 8 new servers that you can meet at Arcane Maid Cafe in March. Oh, it's going to be in the USA. Maid Cafe in Arcadia, CA. So is that California? Join Pia Berry. Wait, who's that? Berry Bug. Why is this like a 0 following 1 follower account? Tori Orian, Kiryu Crocodile, Fuzuki Miki, Nene Amano, Pilladeer ASMR, and Emilia Fell. I'm glad Emilia's bouncing back. I thought it was really cute. It seemed like a really, yeah, I think they linked the wrong one. But I don't know, it seemed like a great event, a great idea. But then there's been these posts which so far doesn't seem to have any concrete evidence for, but we can take a look at it anyway. Guys, I know we love YouTubers, but please do not financially support this event. Arcane Maid Cafe has done some very bad things and should not be welcomed in this community. So I suppose it's the one that are these guys are the ones being called out right now. Okay, whoops, this is a Discord server. More money is not a good idea. Recently, Arcane has been purposely scouting and hiring young girls in the Chinese community here because they are unaware of all their past issues. I believe that these practices are extremely predatory. I know with the recent rise in maid culture, many girls find themselves wanting to become maids themselves, but please everyone do research on where you apply because some of these places do not have your interest at heart. Pro tip, if you want to do call outs, start with actually naming the person and listing his offense. Your opening statement here is vague, dismissible noise. This was not meant to be a call out, but a statement to my local mutuals who might not know. When the tweet started getting more traction, I put the specifics in the comments. Not mentioned yet in this thread. Is it Drew has also tried to sabotage the Light Blue Maid Cafe over the years by mass reporting their IG account and some of the maids' account? The fuck? As well as review bombing their Yelp listing, absolutely petty behavior. He's still actively doing this to this day, which leads me to believe he has not learned or changed at all. Is there any proof of this, though? At VTuber fans of Anderson can't undo what's been done, but please consider not working on them in the future. More context in case they happen to see this. Is this from a board? Oh, it's from 4chan? Oh, I got a raid. Hey, welcome raiders. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? Hey, Yui. Hope you had a great stream. Berrybug has retweeted a post even though the tweet has the wrong account linked. Okay, got it. Alright, so let me take a look at this. Yes, we all know why. It's because Anime Los Angeles is working with the most hated guy in the LA anime community after King Lee, his best friend, by the way, Andrew Kim, aka Drew, DLM, Drew's last name, CEO of Anifest. Isn't Anifest like big? known for allowing a known rapist, King Leon, and Andrew Kim's best friend to continue being the photographer and marketing assistant for Arcane Maid Cafe, even after several of his maids came forward, including some that were minors at the time, and allowed King Lee to continue having access to them via direct message and through events where the NFS CEO Andrew Kim allowed King Lee to continue working at Arcane Cafe because they are best friends. Caught removing an artist's watermark to put on t-shirts to promote Anifest convention, threatened a local artist, tried to lie about stealing the artwork and their miscommunication, and stalked the artist to try to silence her at various anime conventions in 2017 and 2018. Alright, this stuff is old. Publicly and opening made discriminatory statements about avoiding work with people with learning disabilities and autism on Facebook in 2016, using a flow chart showing who the Anifest CEO would not hire or let volunteer. Actively censoring and oh my god, I need to sneeze. Actively censoring and silencing critics of Anifest and Arcane Maid Cafe, whether it's through using his bots to send fake reports or threatening actual real-life harm to critics and whistleblowers. Where was I? Grooming and stalking teenage girls from Arcane Maid Cafe, manipulating and abusing his arcade mates, discriminating against teens with autism and learning disabilities, allowed well-known predators and rapists to work as photographers at his arcade cafe, harassing and stalking girls in the anime community, trespassing and harassing at competing anime conventions? There's a Google Doc about him. Okay, pretty serious accusations if true, but no evidence provided so far. Let's look at the Google Doc. The fuck, dude? Should we look at the Reddit thread first? Okay, this is just a repeat. Like, Nani? I don't know how much about the back end, but as a local to the area where it's at, the venue or place they're using is way too small to give a good experience. It used to be a quickly boba store before they converted to arcane, unless they're pulling some Doctor Who space warping magic. You're not gonna get the authentic experience. I went there on the last day of the Whole Life Cheer Up event, and I agree. They have like 7 tables max and about the same number of parking spaces out front, shared with a couple other shops next door. I also went for the HoloLive collab during lunch. The maids at Arcane weren't dressed up or in characters. It seemed swamped with the rush of HoloLive fans. Food was kind of meh. Well, the food at Maid Cafe is never good. Not like I expect much out of any collab cafe. One of the staff remarked about my Gora shirt, and Kyle so seemed like she was in the know about HoloLive. Based on 4chan posts, no links to any evidence. It can be true, but just posting doesn't make it so. If you're going to make Google Docies on someone, make a full Google Docie. Yeah, I agree with that person right now. After seeing this information, I kind of feel guilty about giving this place my money during the whole life collab. The fact that it's also the closest maid cafe to where I live makes it sting even more. Dude, you guys have maid cafes? Like, this is so fucking unfair. Allegations from 4chan. 4chan, when it comes to Vtuber, they've been on a streak of being right for a long time, so all the information to be taken too much at face value, it also shouldn't be ignored and dismissed. I mean, I think it's worth looking into, but it's not worth believing at face value. It wouldn't make any sense. Well, I guess this guy got 0 upvotes. Source is 4chan, taken with a massive grain of salt, put it back on the shelf unless a better source comes along. Yeah, I agree. Problem is there is no evidence, it's all hearsay. True. I'm going to need more than 4 chan posts. True. Some people on this sub really love spreading misinformation before researching and posting. Charoof nuke. I'm in LA. I gotta find these maid cafes. I told some people here about my idea for a maid cafe, and they just responded with like, "That's kind of weird." I was like, "Okay, this we're just not there yet in Canada, I guess." Take a look at this. Oh, fuck. Why do people do this? Why do people make it so you can't copy Google Docs? Have you guys taken a look at the Google Docky? Did you you skimmed through it? Yeah, I can't make a copy of it. That sucks. All right. TLDR, it's not that long. So I guess we'll just read through it and figure it out for ourselves. I am anonymously known as well, I was underage Kinglin, aka Trace Wyvern, emotionally and how do I censor this word? Like S8 abused me starting July 2015 in Anime Expo 2015 when I was a minor, 17 years old of age. Like a lot of cosplayers who testified against him, he flaked on my shoots and objectified me, but he went above and beyond with me. Long story short, he manipulated me, gaslighted me, and lied to me, which eventually led to graping me in August 2015. This is more than essay, then. I cut him off in November and filed a police report months before personal accounts of other girls being harassed by him appeared this month. I actually remind the LA area, there's 2 maid cafes that I know. You guys are so lucky, you have such a big anime scene. I also bear witness to many horrible things King said about people. A multitude of people have testified to similar experiences with King during photo shoots at conventions. This big document was created to help me compile evidence and receive from myself and others of his actions. Bye bye, Aussie fans. Alright, disclaimer for grape, racism, manipulation, essay, explicit description. King has come under a lot of fire in the past few days after months of quietly seeking to press charges against King. I'm finally ready to share my own experience as someone who became this close and intimate with him. Below are my receipts. I won't comment too much because unfortunately King really speaks for himself in the screencast. Alright, let me open these on the side first. Okay, I think they're safe. Trace Dragon. What is this messenger? Oh, it's Skype. Yo, this is so mega old. 2015. Is this older than the Vox Akuma Google Doc we've read once? Or is this like actually the most ancient Google Doc we've seen? Uh-oh, we're actually watching Netflix tomorrow. Are you like real? Because something is up with our account today. Netflix and chill has nothing to do with Netflix at all. Can you shut the fuck up? Okay, well, I hope this is a time to generally get to know each other, not just quench thirst, TBH. Hey, both work hand in hand, like November. If I make it Friday, may I ask you to not exercise the B part of FWB at Censored Names House. Wait, what does FWB stand for? If you want to chill, let's arrange for a different time to do that by ourselves. While I really, really enjoy it, I'd like to respect Censored Names advice to not make ourselves a meme, especially when 99% chance I'm going with censored name. No, I agree. Sorry about that, by the way. From last time, I was pretty turned too. I was going to tell you, if you do show up, please don't thirst too much. Oh, it's friends with benefits. So don't exercise the benefit part. So just friends. Dude, you were thirsting way more than me, but I won't. True. Splash Mountain. Okay, this is like a quote from Ha. Journey to Splash Mountain when? So like, I don't want to get on your case, but you drove censored name home. Yo, Tesla's my dream car though. Real talk, lol. It has two trunks. I can put Ha in one trunk. JK, that's sexy as fuck. Okay. And conversely, King belittling me constantly to manipulate my self-esteem. There was so much of this in passing conversation. I just copied, pasted the text. Oh my god, reading this. It's like the worst fucking format. Because of that, who's saying this? Okay, so the king is saying this. Because of that, what you view as a really big deal, a really serious relationship, is way lighter than what I do. Yeah, but to me, you're just shooting yourself in the foot because when someone point out that exact point, you know, you suck at and offers advice, opinion, whatever, instead of just being like, oh yeah, sure, I'll work on it, you get triggered and immediately defend, and you don't defend in a way that tries to self-justify. Instead, you blame others for something that you do yourself, which really bothers me. It's a really bad habit. I self-justify too much. I won't deny it, but at least I do that. I don't ever flip an argument and go like, "Oh, but you're doing XXX, which makes me feel why it makes this shittier and weird." Okay, we'll come back to it later if it's relevant. Like, is he talking to a minor in DMs, and was he an adult at that point? That's basically all we need to know. I told my story to a mutual friend of ours on Facebook in November, right before cutting him off. I chose to portray it this way with all the timestamps intact so people know that it has been happening for a long time. I did not fabricate the story in light of recent events. After AX, I mostly kept in contact with him through Skype and several in person encounters, both privately and at cons. I also became part of his Skype group of close friends, which I will refer to as at G. We sometimes held parties that Kings and I attended together. Ha says it's good that he changed the way he acts with you, but it didn't change his behavior towards the other girls apparently. Really? Oh god. Well, just hear me out, and unfortunately my experience with him is actually pretty explicit. If that makes you uncomfortable, I can spare you the details, but it really shows how far he'd go with his actions. If it's 2015 stuff, not saying that it's irrelevant, why using that now? Well, people dug up this post because of the accusations towards the CEO of Arcane Maid Cafe. People are saying he's a bad guy. 4chan was saying that he's a bad person and he did all these things. And then people were like, where's the proof? So people dig up the Google Doc. The person who made the doc is not the one advertising it now. I'm not lying about anything I'm about to tell you either. I wouldn't lie about this shit. I don't go around telling stupid rumors or making people look bad unless I really feel it's the right thing to do. inform others for their own safety. For context, I've known King since TohuCon 2014 as an acquaintance because I staffed for it, but I never actually got close to him until AX this year when Censored Name and I roomed with him. At the time I was 17, still am now, as of this writing, I had a complicated fallout with an ex that I wasn't really over a few months prior. I consider myself a really touchy-feely person with pretty much anyone and also open about my sexuality. I admit that despite all of the things that people said about him being thirsty or a creep, I had a crush on King for a while because he struck me as confident, intelligent guy that I could get along with easily. I allowed him to get close to me physically while we were rooming together, including while he was drunk. He'd flirt with me in front of Censored Name, even saying stuff like, "Can I have Censored Name for the night?" Even asking his longtime friend rooming with us if I could sleep in the same bed with them to spoon. Though in the back of my mind this was immediately extremely creepy to me, I let it happen because I liked him. I thought he was okay. I liked him flirting with me. I liked him petting my head. Okay, I don't want to I don't want to read this. My account, so this is her telling her story to another friend. I don't want to read how this guy like touched this girl because it's fucking gross, bro. My account of the grape incident sent to a friend on Google Document would still exist with the 11/14/2015 timestamp. Personal details that may identify me have been censored. I had another experience with King that left me feeling absolutely awful. Afterwards, one night of anime in California, 2015. I was great. The background info, I was attending AC for the entire weekend. I commuted back and forth in the morning and at night, but on the night of day 2, I decided to find crash space. I don't recall all of the reason this happened, but it was partly because I would be shooting that night with a couple of other friends and something stretched that out all of the way to 3 a.m. A friend of mine let me stay in his room, and King happened to be staying there as well. The photo shoot really lasted up to 3 a.m., so I didn't get to the room until around 4. I was dead tired. I wanted to sleep. The next morning, I had to show up at 8 a.m. Basically, I stripped myself my cosplay stuff and slipped myself in bed with King and tried to fall asleep until he woke up, still drunk, and began groping me. I told him to stop because I was tired. I only wanted to cuddle, but he wouldn't. He said he knew I liked it, censored words, and didn't stop, even though it did feel kind of good. It felt so violated, yet unable to do anything because I was so tired, just wanted to get it over with. God. He got so into it that he decided to move us to a closed off part of the room so we don't wake up the people sleeping in the other bed. He kicked our friend out of the other room, barred out words with me. I don't know what to do. I felt so uncomfortable and violated. Why did their friend leave the room? That's messed up. Don't leave your minor friend alone with a dude, especially not a drunk dude. I tried to just curl up and do nothing and tell him I'm so tired so I could fall asleep, but he kept pushing me, telling me that I did definitely want it. I only slept about an hour before I had to leave for the fashion show. I felt like absolute shit in the morning. Part of me felt used and horribly wrong, yet I kept dismissing it because in my head I thought King didn't do anything wrong. I didn't tell him no, and I generally liked some of it, so even if I feel like shit, it must not be my fault. In July 2015, after AX, King acknowledged us as FWBs and that I am 17 years old. Well, thanks, AJ saying work on it. Well, TBH, I think I'm doing pretty good considering the rest of us, but okay. You're fucking 17, don't worry about it. Just ignore the shit I say because I keep forgetting that perspective too. You still have ways to go and you'll be fine, but that's another thing. Our friendship isn't based on me being a fuckboy. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be friends with you just to keep you as a fuck buddy. We were friends before all this. Okay, well, yeah, he basically just admits it there. And all I can say is, unless if I declare you as a girlfriend in a close relationship, or you declare me as your boyfriend, I like to keep it open between us. Basically, friends with benefits, cuddle buddies, whatever you want to call it. I really like you and appreciate your company too. And if I did, I wouldn't waste time. Like I said, I do like people that have feelings, even for the girls I fuckboy around with. Why would I sleep with / fool around with someone who doesn't give a shit about me and has no attachment to me? Honestly, I didn't even think of the possibility of having a close relationship with you. As much as I'm interested in it, you just sound totally jaded to the idea, so I brushed it off immediately. Well, I mean, 4 to 5 months later, sure, maybe. Right now, no, wait. It killed me to say, hey boys, my girlfriend's 17. Okay, but it's okay to be friends with benefit? That's gross. Okay, well, this is, I guess, the admission, because the rest of the stuff is just her recounting events to somebody else. This is some racist stuff where he's using the N-word. Yeah, I need some drink. This is all horrible and all, but I have a better question. Has this man changed? Does he still do these things? Has he grown? Is there more proof? Okay, well, I don't know. Fucking with kids is like, I don't think you come back from that though. It's like it's a one and done thing. There shouldn't be. I don't know. I just wouldn't want that in my space. Like, sure, he can change, but I wouldn't want that in my space or anywhere near me, personally. I don't know if he's been charged. That's what I'm curious about. Like, is there a jail record? What happened? Because this person says that they've filed a report. Okay, I want to see if there's other stuff that happened with other cosplayers. If this is true, he needs to face consequences for it, like jail time, police. July 12th, 2015, I'm bringing up to King that I felt uncomfortable about our encounter at AX because he misled me. Instead of addressing me feeling uncomfortable and taking fault for it as the adult having sex with an underage virgin, he pushes the blame on me, tells me I'm feeling this way because of my ex, and tells me not to be passive aggressive about it. Also, it is a complete lie that he just lied there and that I fired the first shot. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You're an adult, so you need to be responsible. He began to initiate everything we did and made it sound like I'm the one who pushed to have sex with him. In fact, the only reason we got this far was because of his incessant flirting and groping during my weekend stay with him. Okay, so there is proof of that part of the allegation that he's like a rapist, but there's no proof of so far of the other allegations where he's trying to sabotage the maid cafes, the like all the other stuff. The removing an artist's watermark on shirt, tried to lie about stealing the artwork, all of that. And also, I guess somebody would need to verify that it is indeed the same dude that's that's behind this event, because I mean, falsely accusing, if there is a mistake, in identity, it could be really harmful for a VTuber fan event. But then I haven't checked that myself. Why was this posted in I don't know why like people were I don't know why this was posted in a 4chan post. I don't know. So that is my fault. I meant to tell me I still value you. If I didn't, I wouldn't bother you to try to include you in anything and keep you around. Around one night stand. Bye, Felicia. Literally. I know you still value me, but before we messed around, I told you I had feelings for you, and the way you were acting towards me pointed towards reciprocation of that. Again, it'd be a lie to say I didn't have any feelings for you. I feel like I was manipulated into messing around with you. How do you want me to clear that up? You literally asked me to relax with you. I was like, okay. And then you asked me if it was okay to kiss me. And I was like, sure. I mean, like, okay, I'm sorry that I don't feel as intensely about you as you do about me, but I didn't initiate anything with you until after you fired the first shot. I didn't lie there expecting you to do things with me in the first place. I didn't either. And damn, if this was what was on your mind, this is something we should have talked about a long time ago. Just take things as they are, don't brood over them, huh? Maybe it's not just what happened between the two of us that bothers me, but what has happened between you and the other girls in the past, and what may happen in the future. If it changed your morals, then okay, but please don't blame me for manipulating you into doing anything. As I've said, everyone has their own story. King defends Richard Buey and attacks potential grape victims. Who's Richard Buey? Hi, Milk Toast. Even then, one of them is shaky to me. Rest of them are Bill Cosbying or just full of shit posting for attention. Bill Cosby, dude, Bill Cosby actually did fuck the shit out of people. I don't know why it's problematic with accepting that people do have problems when, by your own admission, there are a few people involved who you think aren't bullshitting. King responds, no, I mean, Bill Cosby did, but I mean, I really dislike people who fake being a victim for money or attention. As for this guy, I don't buy the accusations personally, but he hasn't posted anything, so we shall see. We'll wait for response and evidence. People are quick to jump on, oh, the girl is right, or even, how could you question Grape? Of course you can question Grape, gotta get the facts and figure out if it's happened or not. But there isn't really any money or that much attention at stake here. I don't think you've mentioned Grape accusation. I think you've only said that other girls have come forward about him being creepy. King responds, if a girl cries grape and doesn't submit to a grape kit at the hospital, doesn't file a police report, for instance, that's bullshit, emo, especially when she had the ability to. Like, man, he totally doesn't have... So, are these two different people? Because they're colored differently. Is this two different convos? Like, man, he totally doesn't have a rep that's pretty much pristine, and Golden has a brand that's bigger than almost all of the girls' brand put together because he co-founded Cosplay Photographer and has been on the scene since the 19s and was shooting before they were born. That too. And that daughter he lugs along who knows what he does with her. He's just a sleazy ass fuckboy, so sad. What has the cosplay community has become? This is it, boys. Credentials totally don't matter. It's a dangerous place to be with someone who can potentially put a dick in something. Okay, so... But in this convo, he seems to have changed his... Wait, this is on the same day. I'm so confused. In here, he kind of defends the guy. But in here, he says anybody hires anybody nowadays. And the cosplay community has become a dangerous place. And they seem to be referring to a cosplay photographer. TBH, I'm not surprised that a cosplay photographer would do some sleazy stuff with, like, models. Hey, Brandon Jack. I don't understand why these notifications are going off. Is the alert sound going off for you guys, or is it just on my side? I'll hide it for now. Oh, is the kick notifications? Oh, Brenda Jack, send me 5 gifted subs. Thank you. Oh my god. Let's go. Oh my god. Why is it formatted like that? I was so confused. I need to fix that. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs on Kick. Let's go. That's a 95% split. Oh yeah, sorry. I could put back the background music. King and Korean girls. Yes, undoubtedly a thing. 25 participants in this group chat. Be fucking awesome as part of developing the plot. This part is fucking awesome, but Vriska, why? I'm actually surprised King doesn't have a huge photo album of all the Vriska panels and a small handwritten "It's me" at the bottom of all of them. She's competent, independent, and a dick. From hot lol qualities King admires, true qualities I like in Korean girls. Isn't she like super mean? I'm so glad most people don't know about gay stereotype Vriska. Might be voluntold for either League, LA, or UCLA though. Or actually, Jal can volunteer me for UCI too, so I guess I'm fucked one way or the other. It's either do I go for Ernest, or do I go for Korean Bay, or do I go for jail? Or I can sit here and edit photos that I need to edit while watching Korean girls dance. King blatantly lies about me to mutual underage friends of ours. She's alright, just like Senpai noticed me, you know, I'm too nice to tell her off. Yeah, I get that. That's how I feel about Bar.name, except I don't think they like me romantically. Yeah, she really likes me romantically, and like, I've slept with her, but like... So basically he admits here that he slept with her. Oh damn, around midnight, after cutting all contact with him, lol, Hal leaves my Skype group and blocks me on Facebook. And here he tells friends that I suddenly cut him off, which I did. Sorry, I didn't find you attractive. Stay salty. Who's Ha? Just another conversation. Yeah, oh my god. Also, see you've been hanging out with Ha? Yeah. I'd be wary of her. She came off as really dangerous and unstable to me. Kind of why I cut things off with her. But in this other conversation, he admits that she's the one that left the Skype group and blocked him. And my nickname... are censored for a long time. Also, I'd rather change censored words. My page is also censored too. Lol, nice. Okay. And this is proof that Hop blocked him. There wasn't proof that he did this with other cosplay girls, though, in this document. But there is proof that he took advantage of an underage girl. Yeah. I wonder if there was he ever did a response to this. Onslav! Thank you so much for the YouTube sub! Welcome to the cute squad! Thank you, thank you! My friendship with King has affected me so severely from everything he's done to me. He kept me from attending so-called conventions and events because just seeing him triggers panic attacks. I couldn't even stay in the LACC longer than it took to pick up my WonderCon badge because I was afraid to run into him. He didn't even announce he'd be attending WonderCon. He'd put doubt in my confidence, body image, and ability to cosplay. He spread lies about me in an attempt to make me look like I'm stalking him and obsessed with him. What he did to me at ACS left me with a diagnosed grape-related PTSD and anxiety and a fear of cosplay photographers, even men in general. He took away what I loved and felt no regret leaving all of this as my reality. If you are reading this and have also been victimized by King, please reach out to me. I will do everything in my power to help you and support you. I'm doing this not just for myself, but to break your silence. I don't want King to irreparably damage someone like this ever again. There's no turning back time or powerful wishes to fix what happened to me. Nobody in this community deserves to be heard doing a hobby that's supposed to be about taking a break from reality to have fun and be yourself. This is like a horrible situation. I'm literally messed up. King aka Trace Wyvern. So is this actually the guy behind this event? We don't know. We don't know this for sure, do we? Drew is mentioned though. Andrew Kim, aka Drew, DLN, Drew last name. King Lee. Oh my god, Namens, for the Canadian Maid Cafe Fund, I'm an angel investor. Bro, I'd be down to fund that. I would fund this. Thank you so much, Namens. Am I like not caffeinated enough, but I don't... King Lin, aka Trace Wyvern. Okay, it's a Facebook thing. I don't know if I want to click on that. Oh! Oh! Okay, wait. This guy in the Google Doc is not the guy that's Andrew Kim. Andrew Kim is known for allowing a known rapist, King Lin, which is this guy. And Andrew Kim's best friend to continue being the photographer and marketing assistant for Arcane Maid Cafe. Even after several of his maids came forward, including some that were minors at the time, and allowed King Lin to continue having access to them via DM and through events where the NFS CEO Andrew Kim allowed King Lin to continue working at Arcane Cafe because they were best friends. Okay, so now we know who this King Lin person is. And he's allegedly best friend with this Andrew Kim guy, which is the CEO of Anyfest, and also allegedly in charge of Arcane Maid Cafe. I'm getting it now. Sarah, and thank you so much. NZL franchise of the Maid Cafe Angel Investor. Oh, I know that cafe. Maid Say covered the shady history of them. It's known in the cosplay world in LA. What? Wait. Maid Say? Who is that? Is that a YouTuber? That's what I was thinking, because from what people are saying here, it sounds like you'd have to be in that community of cosplayers in the California area to know about this. Okay, I typed Maid Say and it's like some maid outfit of a Blue Lock character. I'm gonna write this name down. Maid Say. She's the owner of the Asa Yoru Maid Cafe. Look at her Instagram. They tried to take down their Instagram account several times? Is this her account? She's cute. But where does she speak about this? Does she have a Twitter account? I'm gonna check if she has a Twitter account. Yelp, Kofi, in our team. Asayoru Maid Cafe. She does have a Twitter account. Look at her story on Instagram. Can I? Okay, how do I do this? Oh, I'm so poor. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the story. I don't see anything about the drama though. It's just her promoting the cafe. The last one of her pin story on Insta? Okay, wait. Oh, I see it. You mean this? Anifest/Arcane. For the past X years... Ah! Wait! I didn't read that fast. Pause. For the past X years, Drew has never been held accountable. There were some call-out posts here and there, but he would just hide behind the cute head Maids of Arcane and wait till it dies down. Some people say I shouldn't talk about this, but what is my alternative? Shut my mouth and let this man continue to sabotage my business, my passion, ruin the community and maid culture that's literally my life now? No, this is Drew. This is about Drew, which is Kinglin, which is apparently the friend... Sorry, apparently... Where's the original post? He is working at the Arcane Maid Cafe as a marketing assistant and a photographer, and he's been harassing, allegedly, some of the maids there, who've reported this to the head of the Arcane Maid Cafe, who hasn't done anything about it. So apparently, the Arcane Maid Cafe has been going after this other maid cafe and trying to sabotage her business. Yeah, True is Kinglin's friend, allegedly. There was a website covering more stuff, but it was taken down. Yo, what is this rabbit hole? We need to speak of somebody within the community. Share, yeah, the yellow text is hard to read, but don't worry, I got you, fam. Sharing again from Weeaboo Wonderland. If ALA doesn't take action, we may have to escalate this to public comments under the recent post. Wondering if they're just waiting for it to blow over. 1. Contact at Anime Los Angeles and recommend that they partner with a different SoCal maid cafe. 2. Avoid lining Drew's pockets by not purchasing a ticket to Anifest. 3. Don't purchase food from Arcane Cafe booths. They only get paid in tips and a ticket to the event. Okay, this is just this is the same screenshot from that Fortune post that we saw. A lot of people might be wondering, bans, bots, accounts taken down. A lot of maid accounts have been taken down or hacked over the past few months, and it is a rumor that it might be the owner of Arcane because, well, it's only ex-Arcane maids that get falsely reported and hacked into. And Asayoru themselves too, but that's probably because Arcane is scared because Asayoru is amazing and isn't afraid to be real and stand up for girls. Love them. But this is a post from somebody else, from Jamie Chan. Somebody named Jamie Chan. In January, a week after the event of ALA, many of my accounts, my Instagram, my Twitter, my Amazon, yes, they bought something and it was delivered to an awfully close location to the owner's house. It was an $800 laptop. I got my monies back though. My Steam account and my email. The one thing these all shared were that they had the same password as the password I used for Arcane. Sus, right? All my other accounts with different passwords were fine, even more sus. Then I found out ex-arcane maids were reported and taken down for no reason from Asayoru. Interesting. All the other maids were fine. It was just the ex-arcane maids that got taken down. Yo, this is fucked up! What is this Maid Cafe Shady business? These are all rumors that it is the owner of Arcane doing all of this, but it's just very suspicious. All ex-Arcane. He has bots? I have... Thank you for the raid, Coco Loco! Thank you, thank you! Yeah, somebody, like, there's like a maid cafe war, but it's one-sided. It's one maid cafe that allegedly is targeting another maid cafe and targeting their ex-maids. It's like the maid cafe mafia. So is Say the owner of us, sorry, I'm bad with names. Say is the owner of the other maid cafe, which is called, where is it? Asayoru? Oh, hi there! How many monkeys? Welcome back to the cute squad. Thank you, thank you. This is the IRL version of the Akiba Maid Wars? Wait, is that an anime? Arcane opened in the same city after Asayoru moved. What the fuck? So this person is saying that she used to work at Arcane Maid Cafe. And that she had the same password as she used for her Arcane Maid Cafe account. But that all of the accounts that shared this password got hacked into, and there was even an $800 laptop that was purchased. But then what she says, what is extremely suspicious, is that all of her other accounts with different passwords were fine. Only the accounts which shared the password with her Arcane Maid Cafe account got hacked into. After that, she says, I found out that ex-Arcane maids were reported and taken down for no reason from Asayoru. Interesting, all the other maids were fine. It was just the ex-Arcane maids that got taken down. These are all rumors that it is the owner of Arcane doing all this, but it's just very suspicious. All ex-Arcane, he has bots, I've seen them. There are computers in his house that do weird things, that are doing weird things constantly on their own, and I've talked to other people and I keep hearing about this story. What could those computers be doing? I mean, this is one person's account, there's no really evidence of the computers and bots and all of that. This is one person retelling of their hacked account experience. This part sounds more credible than the computer bot. You wouldn't need multiple computers to run bots. Jamie Chan has another story. Personal story. I wanted to share this also because I was a part of this when it happened and it is my truth. I remember that back in December, I was having dinner with the owner and head of Arcane, and I mentioned to them that Asayoru was doing a cool thing of opening a location and they just hit their Kickstarter goals. He at first says he doesn't care what others do, but by the end of dinner, which I ended up paying for all of us, I chose to because I saw he got upset when I said I didn't have cash and didn't want to have drama. He doesn't use digital cash because he thinks it's scams? Two years of membership, but I'm pretty sure I started following your content somewhere around June, July 2021. It just keeps getting better! Thanks, Rima. How many monkeys? Thank you so much! I'm so happy you've been here for so long. Thank you for always supporting me and providing the good vibes in chat. I really appreciate you. Multiple PCs make it faster and better for botting though. Okay, but it's like he better be making mad cash if he's gonna be buying multiple PCs and spending all this time botting people. That's crazy. Okay, and then at the end of dinner, he says we are going to do a Kickstarter for Arcane to open a store. I told him its prop was a bad idea because Asayoru is doing this and will open, and he said he didn't care because they won't do it right. Next week, me and this other maid were asked to help with starting up the Kickstarter, which had a goal of $20,000 and launching in March. Asayoru had a goal of $10,000 but got $15,000. They were launching in March as well. When you are part of Arcane, you will be told that all the other cafes are haters and that everyone's attacking Arcane, which is completely untrue. Other cafes want nothing to do with Arcane because they're scared that Arcane will attack them. I think it's very telling that maid cafes are close to one another and Arcane is by itself. Just think about it. What Asayoru went through and is going through is not okay. Just last week their account got taken away again. This is not okay. Please follow all backups. Okay, so the Asayoru account was taken down. And remember to take screenshots of your setting and turn to a Phaon. Okay, next. This is one hell of a rabbit hole. How? I can't see. I need my granny glasses for this. Enhance! Okay, I don't know how to enhance this. Made Jamie's full post. So this is Jamie-chan, the girl who made those posts. My Arcane Maid Cafe story and end. This has been a long time waiting, but here it goes by... Oh. Okay. Yeah, the next story link was taken down, but basically said Arcane business license was suspended, and there was a theory the owner was giving the money to one specific maid and ruined of attempting to recruit others, but were minors. What the fuck? Alt F4 to enhance. Haha. Nice try. Story from XR. Wait. Story from X Arcane Maid Jamie. As we all drove home, the maids and I ended up talking for the first time ever. At Arcane, there is a rule that says, this is taken from the website, infractions. Depending on the severity of the infraction, the members will be written up, the rank suspended from future events, or removed from the chance to reapply again. Sharing of one's social media to other members of the cafe. Fraternization with staff members or guests. Adding following, asking to be followed on social media to other members of the cafe. Unapproved self-promotion. Not following the general rule and regulation. Staffers ranked senpai, maids, and above are exempt from these rules, meaning we cannot be friends outside of the cafe. I believe this rule is so that no one connects dots together and start seeing the full picture. Anyway, I'm sorry for the sidetrack. I just wanted to give a heads up on Arcane Scarab. No, you're good, man. I appreciate you pointing us into this direction, because, I mean, this is very interesting to look into. This is like... Yeah, how deep is this rabbit hole? I kind of want to talk to some of them. 181 weeks ago. Somebody do the math. How many years is that? Okay, the three of us are able... This is like a fucking anime plot. Like a nefarious one, though. The three of us are able to talk about concerns as for a long time we all have seen a lot of red flags but choose to ignore them. The two maids were there with me through the whole thing, so they were able to see it play out and how I was treated also. We started piecing the pieces of what Arcane really is and the history of it and felt overwhelmed. It felt like we finally saw all the red flags waving and telling us to stop. Woke up this morning to an overwhelming amount of support. I wanted to say thank you for hearing me out and supporting me. I'm super worried about the new arcane maids who will no doubt be used and tossed like before, which was why I was so angry when I saw a recruitment post. I know draining a maid cafe is a dream, but many, and I'd hate for scum like Drew Kim to attain that. Please be aware and careful. Drew Kim. Yeah, Drew Kim is the... Okay, yeah, he's the owner of Arcane Maid. This is Maid_Aki. Hello, Drew from Arcane Maid Cafe is once again stirring up some problems. After Sumi has spoken out, please report this fake account. They have done this before and will likely do it again. For more information, check out the Anifis warning story highlight on at DFM Say's profile. Like clockwork, so predictable, go focus on paying your maids instead of, oh wait, I forgot you don't pay your workers. I don't understand the screenshot. It's totally Akiba? Oh, it's about 3 years? A bit more than 3 years? Rima Maid Jamie has another full docky in there? Holy dude. Wait, I don't understand this story though. This account has 15k followers. Is it like an impersonation account? Did he buy the bots? Holy wall of text. Okay. Akiba Maid Cafe Wars recommended. Everybody wants me to watch this anime. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm not really sure how to start this off as I am a terrible typer and I'm also still very frazzled about what happened this past week. This was a week after ALA, but I wanted to put my story out there so nothing gets mixed up or rumors start spreading. For me, the reason I joined Arcane was to make friends and have fun. So, Jamie is the maid that was doing these stories. That was an ex-worker at Arcane who allegedly got hacked. I'm also the type of person to stand up for what I believe is right. I live my life around the idea of do what's best for me and I won't regret, because when I start to regret something, it eats me alive. Arcane is something that is very close to my heart because I feel like I put my 100% into it. Everything I did was because I wanted to, and I never expected anything in return except to have fun with others. I worked so hard so that I could make others smile and to take some of the hard work off of other people. The meeting question was a former employee. She had a lot of followers and is part of the Asayoru Mave Cafe. The account was impersonating the account. Oh, okay, got it. Thank you. September, December. As you all may or may not know, I've been volunteering for Arcane since October 1, 2021. October 1st, 2021. Notice how she said volunteering and not like working there, because I guess they're not paying their maids. That was my first event at a 626 night market. I stayed for all 3 days from start to finish. I would come 1-2 hours early before the event started and left 1-2 hours after the event ended because I would stay to help clean up. I chose to do this because I want to have a lot of fun. I fell in love with being a maid because I got to interact with people and make them smile by small talk of what can I get you. By the way, I love your Demon Slayer shirt. Is that your favorite anime? I've always had a lot of anxiety when talking to people and started conversation. Many of my friends know that I'm unable to start a conversation with people because I get really self-conscious and I feel like they do not want to be approached or do not want to talk. I know myself personally, I get super uncomfortable when someone random comes up to me and talks to me. Example, people hand out flyers on the street. Even as I type this, my heart is pounding because I don't even know if people want to read this. I'm someone who's always very self-conscious. And I've been bullied throughout my life. 626 was an amazing experience because I saw how hard the staff was working and wanted to take the pressure off of them. I saw that we were running out of things, so I would run to the store and pick up items and pay out of pockets because I didn't care. As long as the people around me were okay, I was okay. Kip, have a good day at work. Thank you, and thank you for the free gifted membership. Whoever received this, congrats. Ooh, Titanheart got it. Nice. Anyway, I remember it left on the Sunday, last day of the event, because it was only 3 of us, 2 in the kitchen and 1 in the front. Asking people what would they like to order for 6 hours straight was tiring but really fun. I feel like it was an experience that bonded 3 of us together and I felt super accomplished. After the first event, I knew this was something that I needed in life, as it was a good change of pace along with something I believed in. As time went on, I went to every single Arcane event and opportunity that presented itself. I wanted Arcane to grow, and I wanted to grow our community so that people could feel the love that I did. There are so many little things about Arcane that I grew to love because of the hard work. I enjoyed working anywhere in Arcane because no matter how hard the work was, we made it fun. In the front end, we made it fun by making jokes and small talks with guests. When you interact with guests and point out small things about them, necklaces they're wearing, the food they're holding, small things that you point out that makes them feel special because they think, wow, someone cares and someone noticed. For me personally, I know it takes me hours to choose what I want to wear, and when someone notices, it makes me feel confident. I love working in the kitchen because you would build a strong connection with the people you work with. I will always remember being super tired and my feet having blisters and my leg almost giving out, but we would still shake the drinks with our whole body and make it cute because you never know who was watching. I wanted to give people the full Maid experience because the food was very overpriced. My own consciousness was like, give them the full Maid experience at least. Wait, so you guys are saying that usually it's all volunteer work? How though? You're literally working. It's like being a barista or like a waitress. It's just that you're dressed up and you're performing. I'm pretty sure the maids in Japan are paid. Maid Sumi was the maid in question of the impressionated account. I found out about this on Sei's Instagram after I started going to the cafe. Asayoru was the maid cafe that had the indie VTuber collab. Also for context, Maid Mint and Doki Bird from what I recognize. Oh, okay. So Asayoru also does collabs with VTubers. That's good to know. Oh, if it's at an anime convention. Yeah. No, absolutely. I could see how... I know I've heard that conventions largely rely on volunteers' work. At first I was really uncomfortable with middle house and table side because I was unconfident in my ability to be cute. I know I'm not a perfect person, but I felt like that was a lot of what people were expecting from maids. Saw the maids around me and felt like I think the guests would rather be served by a better looking, more maid-like maid. I know I wasn't the best at art. There was sometimes someone asked for a dog, but they got a clown instead. Wait, so they asked for drawings too? But every time I realized people just want to laugh. I'm a streamer myself, so I realized being a maid was like streaming, where people just want to be entertained, and I found that doing the moi kun stuff was not my style. But I made it myself by adding comments like, congrats, your food now has the power of God and anime on its side, and they would laugh. Anime Los Angeles. Leading up to ALA. I was really looking forward to it. I missed the rush I got from when I was working at 626 and OC Japan Fair. SDC and Genshin Cafe was fun, but it was different from the other events. I really enjoyed just being able to work hard for the cafe. I was really looking forward to being back in the front of the house or the back of the house again. Okay, she's just super excited for ALA. We were going to be doing a performance and we planned a in-person practice before the event so that we could hang out and also learn together. This was Thursday, December 30th. Me and 3 other maids met up to practice, and this is where they asked me if it was okay with doing the Kickstarter. I told them I was not comfortable doing it because I didn't enjoy selling things and I would be really bad at it. I also do not ever ask for money for donation as that is against my morals. I'm the type of person that always gives money away. I was going to donate money to the Kickstarter to help support it. I believe if someone believes in it, they will donate. No need to ask yourself. I also personally feel very uncomfortable when people ask me to give to charities when they stand in front of grocery stores. I will go around them and avoid them. Okay, so she just doesn't want to do the Kickstarter. I believe that saying I was not comfortable would be enough for me to get put somewhere else, plus I felt like I was really good at all the other jobs, but that was not the case. The next day I was told that I was going to be on the Kickstarter still. The next 3 days was really depressing for me. I was really not okay and my anxiety was acting up because of the idea of doing the Kickstarter. I also struggled with saying no, so it took me a while to build up the courage to let them know again how uncomfortable it was making me. So even typing this now is making me tear up as I remember how I was feeling in a moment. This is how the conversation went. Hey Jamie, I've discussed with Censored Name and we thought you were the only best candidate for manning the Kickstarter and merch station, so it'll be a great help if you can manage the area for the duration of the event. Don't worry about that you have to sell or anything, just be yourself and casual about it. Honestly, I really don't feel comfortable with it. I was really looking forward to working front end, honestly, because I was really enjoyed it at 626 and OC Japan Fair. When I saw that's what I had next to my name at first, I was super excited, and since I found out I'm doing a Kickstarter, I've been feeling really weird because I don't enjoy doing the Kickstarter. After I sent this, I was ignored for a while, and then I saw that on the IG story of Arcane, when they sent it to close friends early, that they were printing out prints for people because they got a nice printer. I thought it would be cool if we could print stickers, as personally I would never sell a poster or print of myself, but I would sell stickers of emotes that my community made for me. This is when I reached out to another person, and this is how that conversation went. I know I misunderstood one part of the convo, but I was emotional and felt really confused on why it was such a big issue for me to have to be at the merch Kickstarter station. I will link it with another doc because it's very long. She literally sounds like the main character of a Maid themed anime. I know! With the allegations of trying to have minors to be made, suspended business license, and creepy employees, not the maids, I think the reason why it needs to be exposed. Yeah, there needs to be more proof though. And some awareness, because if those things are true, the VTubers and the fans, they don't know about these allegations. Okay, this is just the continuation of the, like, can you do the merch Kickstarter section? Basically, they're like, you have to do this because of a policy, or you can just come to ALA. And Jamie's like, so I'm not allowed to help out with Arcane just because I don't want to do a Kickstarter and sell merch? I'm perfectly okay with any other position. And the person says, no, you can come and visit a cafe and hang out, but we have a very specific role and position for staff because our plans are to train and get them acquainted with those positions. We've locked down front, middle, back house staff a while ago. I need to delegate other key areas and tasks to more of the experienced staff who already have seen or been through those areas. You're not the only person who's requesting role change, yada yada. If we make exception for everyone, then we'll have 90% front house and no one at middle house. I said I'm fine with middle and back house anywhere but Kickstarter. I was going to come Wednesday and help set up. In other words, making exceptions right now will truly cause an existential threat to the stability of what we're trying to do at ALA, and this is not hyperbole or exaggeration. That's understandable, just trying to understand the logic of not letting me help out because I don't want to do the Kickstarter. I didn't say you were inexperienced, I'm saying that we need those positions to be filled by inexperienced persons so we can delegate. The merchandise table and Kickstarter are new positions, so we're trying to expand to those territories. I understand the importance of needed position to be filled and delegated out, but I did not ever say it was okay for me to be selling. I told Bardat name at dance practice that I was not okay with the merchant Kickstarter position. Okay, in that case, would it be okay if you come as guest at the cafe? Obvious, no one wants to force anyone to do anything. Coming as a guest to the cafe hurts me because I know I work hard and put all of my everything into Arcane because I enjoy working with everyone. Okay, the other person is like, no, you're not being singled out. This is a major issue and it's happening with other people. And we all have to make uncomfortable sacrifices right now. And Jamie's like, you know, I'm doing this for the friends. I'm skipping out on making content. I spend pocket money for Arcane. I just want things to be okay. Like, she just wants to do this. I signed up to be a maid, not to be a salesperson. I'm sorry if I'm getting emotional, but Arcane was like a second home for me in the community. I was going to fly back and forth from Texas and California every month so I could help out with Arcane stuff. I'm okay with working any position but Kickstarter / merch. Okay, here's the bottom line. I know you were very kind in providing a lot for the staff, but please do it with no expectation in returns, and moving forward, suggest maintaining some distance so you don't feel used or taking too much care of any staff. We never ask anyone to provide rides, stays, food, etc. As for the $200, we can comp you for that. We're very happy to have you on board, supporting and putting in a lot of heart into it, but again, we cannot under any circumstance make exemptions. I have to work on loading the truck right now, so I will be offline. Jamie's like, no, I've never felt used or expect anything in return. It's just that I did it so because I wanted to. Would I be able to just kind of float around and help out where I think I might need help? Kind of how it was at previous events, where I kind of just filled in whenever I needed help. She didn't get an answer, so then finally she's like, you know what, I'll do the Kickstarter as long as I have someone doing it with me. I want to apologize for getting really emotional. It kind of felt like I was unwanted, so it hurt a lot. Okay, back to the dock. I mean, it's like free labor. Can they put her anywhere else? Anyway. So after the conversation, I was left on red, and then I replied to by the first person again. So she reached out again saying, hey, I just wanted to reach out to make sure everything is okay between us. I got really emotional yesterday. I'm sorry if it seemed aggressive or emotional. I hope we can still have fun. And the other person responded, yes, everything's still alright with everyone and it's okay. Let's make the best out of it and still have fun. I thought that maybe if I went more in depth about why I didn't feel comfortable, they wouldn't understand. But as you can see, I was dismissed and ignored and left on red. I was worried I did something wrong. Alright, let's get to the real accusations. I believe that we were friends, which is why I opened up about my anxieties. The idea of not going to ALA or not being able to work at a Maid cafe made me really sad. So I kind of just gave in and prayed that it wouldn't be too bad. Wednesday came and went, and I went to help with the setup. I was told that setup would be at 2 p.m, but when me and this other maid got there, they were basically finished, so it was really awkward too because I waved hello to the two people I was DMing, but one kind of ignored me. And the other one just small talked to me because they knew they were busy. Thursday came and my anxiety was really getting to me. The maids were super nice. We got there a little late, but when I got there, it was kind of dismissive again, kind of just floated around and waited until someone called me over. One of the guests wanted to get a photo of all the maids in a purple uniform, but one of the maids were working to the front, so I offered to cover in the front for 5 minutes real quick, and she took her picture. I thought the process was like usual, so I did what I usually did, but then I heard someone on the walkie-talkie in front of me. I heard the word someone else, POS, and cash. Because of how busy it was, it didn't occur to me that it meant, so I thought this was for someone else. But then I was asked by Brigand, the DM person, to go train for merch Kickstarter. So she went over to learn Kickstarter. About 20 minutes into learning the Kickstarter merch, one of the other mates came over and asked if I could cover her in the front because she was asked to go in the back. She was told grab anyone, and she chose me because I was the only other person who wasn't busy that knew how to do the front. The maids have seen me work in the front a lot, so I was trusted by them. And then I saw that there was a sticker on the computer saying no cash orders in the POS, and it clicked in my head that I made a mistake. I then immediately went to the maid that asked me to help and asked her about it. She told me not to put it in the system and to write down on a pen and paper. My guess was that so they can keep the money and hide the money so they wouldn't have to give 40% to the convention center. I now knew that I messed up, but I was ready to redeem myself, but only 1 minute up there she came back and said, I'm so sorry, but he said anyone but Jamie. And I asked why, and she didn't know. I was really overwhelmed and was feeling nauseous, so I walked to the Kickstarter and one of the maids asked what was wrong, and I ended up just breaking down. I had to just run to the bathroom to throw up and cry. After letting myself calm down, I collected myself and head back out. I tried acting as normal as I could, and while help was talking to regular guests. The guests and maids around me made me feel so much better because we were short on staff, and I ended up helping out the whole area. I was able to do a lot of table side and middle house. Okay, there's a lot of like extra details that are making the thing a little confusing. Was manning the Kickstarter and merch table for me because she knew how uncomfortable it made me. The day went by pretty quickly, but there was one point where I was doing the middle house, table side, and running to Kickstarter merch when someone would ask about it. It was only 2 of us for about 3 hours. The day ended and I ended up staying because it became a habit for me to stay till the end. Even though we were dead tired from the day, we still practiced our dance routine and helped clean up the booth. In the end, there were 4 maids left, all veteran maids, and we were discussing how today went. Then there was a topic brought up about a lack of training, so the idea of the buddy system, one-on-one training, was brought up. Unfortunately, the maid who was in charge of the front was not going to be there tomorrow, so there wasn't anyone to train the front end person. The maid in charge then asked the maid in charge of the back house to train both the front and the back. I then offered to train the front person really quickly so that we could help out more, as there was a maid coming tomorrow who was already a pro at the merch table. She then said I should be in charge of the merch table. I told her I was more comfortable table side, and I did really well today, so maybe I could help train table side and she could help train in front since she didn't want me training in the front. She kind of then dismissed the question and told me she doesn't understand why I can do the front and talk to people, but not the Kickstarter merch. And then I let her know that I had a breakdown today and I was not sure I should be trusted with merch tomorrow. I didn't see this myself, but one of the maids saw that as I was mentioning my mental health and comfortably, the maid was blinking a lot and rolling her eyes. That didn't sit well with me, as I am a person who values mental health a lot. She then said she would talk to the head person about it. We then disperse and we all see the 2 of them talking. After a while, I'm called aside and I and the head person talk about the situation. Who's the head person though? Is it the guy? what he says makes sense because what he said is that because I'm a core maid, I'm expected to be able to do anything and everything. I then explained because I really did not feel comfortable, the reasoning behind not being comfortable, which is extremely personal, and he says, I don't care. As a core staff member, you are expected to do it. Which is when I drew a line and I said, what if I don't step down from being a core staff member? Would I be able to just do table side like everyone else then? He then said he had no issue at all, and the conversation ended well. I pack up my things and start to head out. I am the other two maids' ride because I didn't want one to Uber home at 12 a.m. We walk to the car, and when I sit down, I get a message from the head staff member saying, hey Jamie, please come tomorrow as an attendee. And she says, what does it mean? So I guess they don't want her to be volunteering anymore. I replied with something short and simple as I was done with all the BS and I was feeling really overwhelmed and emotional. As we all drove home, the maids and I ended up talking for the first time ever. At Arcane, there's a rule that says, and this is taken from the website, we read that earlier, that they're not allowed to add each other on social media or like fraternize outside of at the cafe. Yeah, these are volunteers. I know, he's treating them like they're paid employees. I mean, if you're making people work for free, there should be like good vibes, you know? Everybody should be getting along and it needs to be positive. Like, people's spirit is really important. Anyway, I hope this helps. I might be in the Discord soon, but I gotta go. Like I said, say will help out in terms of information and bad stuff. Definitely consider reaching out if it helps. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for the info. I need that Jamie manga MC. This is adorable. Yeah, she's very endearing. She's like very she's very emotional and cute, but like I could I could see this working in an anime. Meaning we cannot be friends outside of the cafe. I believe this is a rule said that no one connects the dots together and starts seeing the full pictures. The three of us are finally able to talk about our concern for a long time, and we all have seen a lot of the red flags but chose to ignore them. The two maids were there with me through the whole thing, so they were able to see it and play it out and how I was treated also. We started piecing the pieces of what Arcane really is and the history of it and felt overwhelmed. They were super supportive and said they would spend the day with me tomorrow. They were still unsure what they wanted to do, but no matter what decision anyone made, we would be supportive. When I got home, I was really depressed, so when I got to bed, I couldn't sleep. I had so much on my mind that I was tossing and turning. I used to work in IT, and I used to be a big K-pop fan, so I knew how to search things up. I remember when I first joined Arcane Cafe, asked another mate from another cafe why they chose, I don't know, blank cafe over Arcane, and she replied, Arcane is super exclusive and is ran by someone not really respected in the cosplay community, but you didn't hear that from me. It's basically super messy, and if you look at some of the rules for maids on their website, like not able to be friends with each other, basically amongst other things, I prefer a maid cafe run by a veteran maid. I see, I didn't know that. Yeah, I was onboarded as a maid at Arcane. I kind of just waiting for something and the rest is censored. So her friend is also telling her that it's kind of shady. Again, I ignored the red flags and moved forward because I didn't like listening to rumors and wanted to give it a shot. I reached out because it was a month since I got accepted into Arcane, but they didn't say anything to me at all, and I was getting anxious to get started. I decided to Google because my mind went back to this message with this person. I Googled Arcane Cafe, name of the owner. It took me to 4chan and well, I found a lot of scary things. I know I shouldn't believe everything I read online, but there was evidence. I felt really uncomfortable because of someone who was cheated on by my ex, who was also essayed before, and who also has mild dyslexia. I threw up. All these things just made me disgusted with myself, and I didn't know any of these things I was helping them. Even if they were rumors. I wonder if was she in contact with that photographer / marketing person that raped the girls? Even if there were rumors, some of it wasn't, as there was evidence. Okay, so she says that some of the rumors didn't have evidence, though. She probably saw that Google Doc that we read. Because I saw my face next to some of the things said, I was not okay with all of that. And then I reached out to the maids that were working the next day and let them know to be careful. Also, I will not be there tomorrow because I'm not allowed to. I'd love to fill you guys in tomorrow on what happened, but just know that whatever happens tomorrow, I do not feel like you need to step up. I know you guys don't know me well yet, but I want to make sure you guys do not get treated unfairly or unappreciated like I did. But don't mention my name or anything. It was never my intention to get them to quit. I wanted to make sure that people made their own decisions about what they wanted to do. My goal was just to make people aware of what they were getting themselves into. I would hate for anybody to work as hard as I did just to be tossed aside like I was nothing. I would also hate for anyone to get hurt. The rumors are scary if they're true, and that's even more frightening. I'm even scared of my life right now as I write this because I was told by other peoples as I was walking around the convention that the person in charge is owned for driving up to people's house, slashing their tires, and threatening people that go against the cafe, which could be all rumors, but still, he knows my address and my real name, so this is why I'm not making the document public until I move away. On Saturday, I was beginning to heal as I was hanging out with amazing people around the con, and then I found out that one of the people was spreading a rumor about me. RIP. This is a message of James Rip is now spreading rumors about me, saying I'm telling the initiates and the maids to quit to bring Arcane down, and saying that I volunteered to help out with the Kickstarter. And then when Thursday came, I said I didn't want to do it and quit. I feel so hurt right now. I wrote it down right away so I could keep track of the exact words. This hurts me a lot because I thought we were friends. I wasn't going to say anything, honestly. So one of the maids that she messaged this to blabbed. So she was planning to ghost the cafe. As my confidence was dying, I was going to tell initiates and new maids the same thing I told the maids on Friday. I just wanted to warn people there were things out there that you could potentially get associated with that you might not be okay with, regardless if it's true or not, and that to remember to have fun. Joining a maid cafe is supposed to be fun and is supposed to be about making friends. I think it's important to be reminded of that. I'm not anti-arcane or anything. Just want my story to be shared. There's so much more to say and share as I've learned so much talking to people in this industry, but I will keep the story as this for now. My DMs are always open if you have questions. I really did believe in them. March 31st update. Before today, I never thought I could share the story as I put it behind me, but after seeing one of the maids stand up for herself, it has given me the courage to properly end my Arcane saga. Many people still ask me about Arcane, and I think I am part of it to this day. I've learned after talking with many people in the maid, cosplay, and anime community that many girls and guys get taken advantage of because of their love for anime. Which is why I want to continue to let others know to do their research before doing something. I have no issue at all if people still want to support and be a part of organizations that are sketchy, as it's their decision. The most I can do is make sure they're safe. Have you ever wondered why almost no maid has stayed longer in Arcane except the head maid for longer than a few months? There are reasons for everything, and all you need to do is research. I've been afraid for the past few months of speaking up, but I think I found my voice. I encourage everyone to do their research and ask questions always. My DMs will always be open to share any questions people may have. Dude, but she should have put the whole hacking incident in there, because this is just like volunteering, taking advantage of. But there was bigger claims at stake. I thought all of the con stuff was gonna be set up for her, like getting fired and then the owner harassing her and then trying to hack into her account, which I guess we got in the story, but we're missing pieces of information and it's missing some evidence. Of course, this is like one person's perspective. It's interesting. I'm not dismissing it at all. But I'm not gonna take everything at face value either. But there seems to be, you know, it's kind of like when there's smoke, there's fire. There seems to be a lot of smoke around that place. It'd be worth looking into it further. I know, we started from a barely noticed tweet and we found all this shit just because somebody came into the chat and pointed us to... they're from the community. This has been the rabbit hole of all time. Like, this is... Oh, hi, KNO, how you doing? This is... Somebody needs to write this manga. That's it. Yeah, it's not a good kind of smoke either. Honestly, if there is more, like, legible information, I would... If there is, like, a lot more meat to this story, I would not be against making a video about it, because this is the kind of stuff that I think could make an interesting video. Because it's... There's something about an organization that's like super cute, super idol-like, super moe, that's supposed to be fun, and then something like very dark and nefarious going on in the background that I kind of like this contrast. But also it's like, what the fuck? Maid Cafe Mafia Wars. Like, I don't know. You guys think I should check the Akiba Maid Cafe Wars? Alright, I will. Yeah, there's a heavy contrast. Anyway, interesting stuff. I'll definitely try to look into it more. I feel like we only got a glimpse and it was a bit messy and disorganized, but thanks for allowing me to look into it live on stream. I'm feeling kind of made today, so I'm just gonna probably end the stream now. But thanks so much for hanging out. It's been one hell of a fucking rabbit hole. I may not have specific thumbnails for my future like stream topics, by the way. I think it's just gonna be just like look at the titles from now on, because the thumbnail thing has been sort of unsustainable. Alright, I'm gonna go get ready to see my family. I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday and a nice end of the weekend. I love y'all. Take care, everybody. Thank you for all the subs, all the super chats.